Let's dig into these brakes. Put our nuts in this dish. Nut dish. Nut dish. Added layer of safety. Put that into the fuel tank. Put that into the muffler. Yeah. Something in here has to be broken or messed up, or that's a leaking wheel cylinder. Very leaky. Gross. I'm gonna need all this stuff. Okay. Well, I need a wheel cylinder. I think I've got shoes. If all my spring stuff is what I need. And it's furry in there. There's so much hair in there. And the brakes? Man, those are slick. See how this one looks. I mean, it's not bone dry. I'm gonna replace both of them. But these drums are expensive. They're big. I'm gonna get new ones though. Slightly leaking. That wheel cylinder is leaking really bad, and that's why that's all wet. And that's why that's all wet. Slightly leaky. Still not good. Let's rebuild some drum brakes. We've had some leaky wheel cylinders that have been making a big mess in here. Almost there. One. There's the second one. Take that off. Take that off of there. Yeah, there's fresh fluid leaking out of that. Not good. We should have a little C-clip in there. We got our pocket screwdriver on it. Pop it out. Be careful not to lose that in case our kit doesn't have one. Okay. Break loose this line back here. Luckily, it came loose. Of course, I actually replaced these wheel cylinders about 5 years ago. They shouldn't be rusted on here. Okay, that's out of there. Wheel cylinders out. Bam. Clean the dirt off the end of the line there. Perfect. Here comes the mail. It's so far, as long as it's the right width. Snug those down. Nice and snug. Get this line started. Watch out, don't take my eye out. I only have two. Need both of them. Snug that down without getting crazy. I like to go ahead and open up the bleeder if I can get to it. I get to it with this. Open that up. Install the rest of the brakes, and by the time I get done, it'll be bled. I'm putting the short shoe on the front and the long shoe on the rear. Short and long. Short in the front, long in the rear. Take apart all this old crusty stuff. Here's our old rear shoe. Right there. Take this bracket off. We can reuse it. This bracket here. I'm gonna lube this up a little bit. I say a little bit. This can's so full, it's hard to get a little bit out. I'm gonna put this right back where it was on the old one, on the new one. Perfect. See where that went. I'm gonna lube that up a little too. Probably more than a little bit, but I think it'll work. I'm gonna find our little clip. See if we have a new one. No. Get our C-clip lined up. There it is. Let's clip back in. Okay, we scrape most of the junk off of that. Lay that in there and get it ready. Sometimes you'll find yourself holding everything, putting it all in place at the same time. That's kind of how this works. It doesn't have to be. You know one thing I'm going to do? Put these plungers on my wheel cylinder before I forget. Can't go crazy without putting everything on here. There goes that. Get it stuck in there. Something like that. You slap this one in here. Just like that. This is where your drum brake tool starts to really become your friend. Slingshot this. Just like that. Make sure it's not aimed at your face when you do that, just in case it slips out. Get a little locator pin. Here we have a 13/16 spark plug socket. And that works. Bam. Let's take our old adjuster here. This one's pretty unadjustable right now. There we go. Turn it by hand now. Oh yeah. Take this all the way out. And take a little grease and grease these threads up. All of them. I like to adjust it just about all the way in. Not where it's in a bind, but down pretty short, like that. This will go on this little flap here. Touches this. But before we get that carried away, probably go ahead and put this other shoe on. Our fancy little hardware kit comes with some of the stuff we need, but not all of it. Guess we'll just use some of the stuff that we had in it before. A different spring than the other one. What's the deal with that? Didn't have a cup in there to center it. I don't like that. Use the one we have for both sides here in our kit. It lets you replace one of them. I can keep it on the old spring. I think we are going to do that just for fun. We're going to reuse our old hardware here. Look at that, perfect fit. I just need to have the shoe in the right place when I put it on. Like that. little spring back here. Don't forget about that one. Keeps that springing. You have it in there like that. There it is. You're not fixing shit, you're hitting body panels. Okay. Let's put the spring in. And let's pry the doodad in there. Just like that. If I'm not crazy, that might actually be fully assembled. They like that. That's awesome. We have a new spring, but I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of putting that in there. It is trouble. Oh, nice and floppy. That was firm. Floppy, firm. I need to adjust it. It's a drum on here. Yeah. Look at that. I'd say that's bled. It was just waiting on me to top off the reservoir. Snug that down lightly. And look at that, there's the other clip. It's the less recessed clip. I kind of think I want to use it. Maybe even use this other spring. Be pretty compressed in there. These are so much fun to do, I'm going to do it again. That in there? Sorta. It's in there. Oh, that's much better. Okay, cool. Just like that. But they need to be adjusted. It's a little bit loose. Important tip on drum brakes assembly is making sure everything works before you put it all together. Test all the functions. I'm having some trouble getting my adjuster to clear the spring, and it might just be because it's adjusted in so tight. Yeah, I'll turn. I'm gonna take. There it goes. I say that, it quit. Yeah, now it's turning. I think it's just because it's so far in. And because the spring was in there backwards. Adjust it. and adjust it a little more. I'm not there yet. Getting closer. A little more. We can call that a light drag. And that's nice to have done. Now we're on to the other side. And be sure to join us for our next episode where we install a posi in this 12-bolt Chevy truck rear end. And as always, thanks for watching.